Hello, friends. So welcome to this week's SoStream. I am Tara, and I am flying solo today since Lawrence is out of town, but he is on the live stream as me. He might pop up, or he might pop up as Lost in the Pond. Who knows? But he's going to be watching along with all of you today. So hello, Lawrence, and hello, everyone. It looks like we've got Sue and Shauna in the house, at least so far. Make sure that you upvote and that you invite all of your friends to come and see what's happening tonight. I have some very exciting news. So I'm sure you saw the name of today's SoStream, and it appears as though I have received some mail. Now, I think I told you in the last SoStream that we now are Amazon affiliates, Lawrence and I, weirdly enough. And we also created an Amazon wish list to help specifically out with Old Fashioned AF. Now, I don't know if we're going to do one for Lost in the Pond or not, but certainly for Old Fashioned AF, anything that you guys buy on that wish list and then send to me helps out with this channel and with my website. So I have actually received 2 things in the mail today, and I'm assuming that they are from the wish list, and I'm going to open them for you guys. I'm going to start with the first one that I got a couple days ago, and it's in a little sleeve right here. I don't know if I should do some ASMRing or what, because I don't know what the draw of these kinds of videos are, but hey, you know, whatevs. So we have a book, and it is Mary Borden's The Forbidden Zone. And yep, that was definitely on the Amazon wish list, and it's got a little note here. And it is a gift, and it is actually from one of my patrons. So thank you very much. I'll only say her first name, but it's Mari. So thank you very, very much, Mari, for the gift. I really appreciate it, and it is going to help me so much with all of the research that I have to do for my next project. So that is the first one. Let's see what else we've got here in the chat box. And by the way, introduce yourselves in the chat box if you are just watching for the first time, or even if you've been here since the beginning. We are all very friendly, and we want to get to know you. So let us know what your name is and what you are working on this week as you watch this week's SoStream. Looks like we got Jay Joy and Renee as well. Happy birthday, Renee. Very exciting. Let's see here. So Sue doesn't know how to do the wish list. So let's talk about that for a second. So in the links in the description, hopefully, there should be a link already that says, buy us something useful. I believe that's what the language says. And then there's a link next to it. So you should be able to click that link or tap that link, depending on whether you're on your phone or not, in the description. And then that will take you to the Amazon wish list for the website / YouTube channel. And then when you're there, you choose something. If you would like to buy something for the channel, then you can do so. If you'd like to buy it for yourself because it sounds like a good thing for yourself, you can do that as well. So you'll choose the item, you'll put it in your grocery cart. And then when you go to check out, then it will ask you what address. And if you'd like to send it to Old Fashioned AF, then it will say, send it to Tara in Chicago. And then it doesn't give my address, obviously, but it will say that I'm in Chicago. And then you'll know that you're choosing the correct address. And it's as simple as that. Then you go ahead and send it, and it will get to me hopefully within a few days, usually is the way Amazon works at the most, right? So, so that's the way that works. And of course, if you would like to send yourself that thing, then all you have to do is when you go to checkout, then you just choose whatever address you want to send it to. And it's probably your own address, and that's where you send it. So it's that simple. If you cannot find the Amazon wish list after that description, then please let me know in the chat box, and I will do my best to maybe even like create a video montage of how to get there in my next video, because it really is something that's going to help me out as the channel continues to grow, as I continue to do research, and as I continue to share things with you fine folks. So please do so. We've got Candace and Cassiopeia. Nice to see you. Rose and Kathy. And it looks like Candace is mending tonight. So that's really exciting. And we've got Beth as well. So you've seen the first thing. And again, thank you so much for the Forbidden Zone. I'm sure that I will not take very long to read this, and it will help me with my research immensely. So that's our first one down. And let's see. Before I go any further, actually, with my next unboxing, what I would like to do is announce our crafter of the week, who is a YouTube subscriber, and it is Bylan. And Bylan is going to download Habitica, which is an app that you can find on your phone. And Bylan is also going to be practicing, I am glad to say, movement, mindfulness, and mastery every morning from now on. So yay, Bylan. I have been not great about it when I was sick, but outside of being sick, I've been trying to practice those 3 M's every single day. And I hope that all of you all will join me in that pursuit, because it's been worth it. I feel like I've grown a lot as a person, and I feel like my mornings are slowly but surely developing into habitual greatness. Let's put it that way. I sometimes am not as great about the movement as I'd like to be, but I think it's because I tend to replace movement with like chores. So I might do a load of laundry instead of working out, or I might, I don't know, like make something that I know I need to meal prep for the week. And I'm not sure if that's really what Amy Landino means when she says movement, but that's what my mornings end up occupying themselves with. So we'll see how that goes. But I would very much like to be a little bit better about that. So I don't know about you. Do you have specific problems with meeting those 3 M's? If you do, then let me know in the chat box and we can talk some more about that. You are very welcome, Shauna, for explaining how to get to the wish list. And again, no obligation from any of you to buy any of these things for us, just saying that it helps us out. That's all. So I will periodically be adding things to that as it, you know, as the channel progresses, as the website progresses, as I continue to grow my YouTube channel and my website. And these things are just things that I need probably eventually to have anyway, just for purposes of research or for purposes of equipment, that sort of thing. So anything helps. And I am very, very appreciative to any of you who decide to contribute to that. But if not, it's nice that you're just here and you're watching. So there's that. So here is our next unboxing. This one's a little bit heavier, and you can hear that there's actually like something pretty stiff inside as well. So let's take a look at what we've got here. Okay, and this one actually doesn't say who it's from in the slip. Or does it? Let's see. Oh, actually, yeah. I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong one. So I was looking at the packing slip before. But it is also from Madi. So thank you very, very much, Madi, for being so, so supportive of my baby channel. And it is The Lost Art of Dress, which, of course, I've been told many, many times that I need to see. And wow, this is like a really nice version of it too. So it's shrink wrapped, hasn't been opened yet, and it's hardback, which is why it was so heavy. So thank you again, Madi, for both of the books. I won't just cherish them. I will use them a lot over the coming year. And you are about to see why here in just a moment. But before I do that, there's something actually, as I was getting ready to do this live stream tonight, that has been on my mind a little bit in like the last few hours. This actually happened a couple weeks ago, I think, but I found out today as I was getting ready that one of the first YouTubers that I ever subscribed to, one of the first YouTubers that I ever thought, if I ever do this, I would really like to collaborate with this individual. And one of the first YouTubers that I kind of looked up to actually died a couple of weeks ago. And her name was Phyllis Stokes. And she and her husband, Bucky, were forever just like making recipes. And then they would, you know, sometimes have silly chats on their YouTube channel. And she was, I don't know, she was just such an inspiration to me because she was in her 70s. I think she may have been in her 60s when she started the channel, but she was in her 70s, and she made a lot of mid-century modern food from her childhood and as she was growing up. And I just found everything that she did fascinating. I mean, you know, this was in the the old days of YouTube. So, you know, her videos aren't necessarily super polished and there isn't a lot of editing involved. It's a lot of just her speaking and then explaining her recipes and why they're important to her, and then just making the thing and then showing you the finished result with a lot of just chatter in addition to the recipes and the other things that she's making. So I am a little bit sad about that. I'm a lot bit sad about that, actually. And so I thought I might just share that news with all of you, just in case either you're a subscriber to her channel or you watched her as well. Then you can go and you can at least look back and see some of the things that she did, because I don't know. I really liked her channel, and I was hoping again someday that maybe we would meet and we would be able to do a collaboration together, that sort of thing. So my heart and my thoughts go out to her family at this time. She did die of cancer, so it was kind of an ongoing battle. And I believe her husband died a few months before she did, of something completely unrelated. But still, like, one of the most heartbreaking videos I think I've ever seen on YouTube was when she talked about how Bucky passed away. And yeah, I mean, like, just a really inspirational and wonderful woman. And so I'm very, very sad to really dedicate this week's SoStream to her and to her YouTube channel, because I just think that what she did was wonderful. And without her and without her influence, I'm not sure that I would be doing this YouTube thing in the way that I am now. So just so that you know, tonight's SoStream is dedicated to Phyllis and her family. And I hope that you will go and look for her as well, and that you will watch some of her videos, because they are really good. I mean, again, unpolished, not the YouTube that we think of today, but still equally as useful and as insightful, I think, as some of the newer stuff. So let's talk let's talk a little bit about happier things again. And let me move this out of the way and let's see who else has joined us tonight. So let's see. So yeah, home blessing time. I really like that as a term for chores. I always try really hard. I'm not great at this, and Lawrence can tell you this as well. But I try really hard to be as happy-hearted as possible when I'm doing my chores every day, just because I find it, I don't know about you guys, I find it really, really hard to focus on the work that I have to do if I have an untidy space and if I have something that needs to be cleaned. And so as it compounds throughout the week, then that just makes me more and more, I don't know, anxious maybe is a good word. And so to keep from that anxiety, I feel like more and more, the more time that I spend at home as opposed to like going out to work somewhere, then the more important it is for me to just take a little bit of time every morning and to make sure that at least something is tidied and put in its place correctly and is cleaned up so that I can have a more productive day. So let me know whether or not you have, you know, any kind of a cleaning ritual in the chat box, and I will maybe speak to that a little bit more. But I would love to know what your rituals are as well for the morning, because that just keeps my head on a little bit more straight when I have been able to, you know, do some cleaning in the morning, make sure that things are in the right places and that I'm ready to go with those things. Looks like Mandy has joined us, which is great. And I know, guys, it's sad. I'm sorry if I was a downer just now. I didn't mean to be, but I just wanted to make sure that, like, I spoke to Phyllis and to the way that she did influence me a lot when I was starting to think about what I wanted my channel to be. So hopefully, again, I don't want it to be super sad. I want it to be more awake-like, in that you'll go and you'll seek out her videos and you'll, you know, celebrate her life, or at least, you know, the latter half of her life when she was a YouTuber as well. So Candace is saying that her kitchen needs to be clean before she can feel like she can be productive. And I totally agree with that. I know that before I got that dishwasher that my patrons helped me out with, so thank you, patrons, my kitchen was always in a state of crazy, whether it was clean or not. There was always something going on in it. And it just made me feel so anxious most of the time. And so I'm so glad now that I have that dishwasher, because it means not only can I make more videos than of course, before I wasn't making any videos because I didn't have time to, because I was washing dishes all day. But not only can I do that, but I can feel like in between the main meals and in between the making of videos that are food related, I actually have a kitchen that I can look at and bear to look at without being completely anxious all the time. So I totally feel you on that. Yeah, Kathy, be that chore hound. I wish that I was better about that. Again, I'll usually just pick the thing that needs to be done most, and I'll do that really quickly, and then I'll move on with my day. I wish that I had the bandwidth and, felt more comfortable about just like being really focused on that work. So that even if it took a few hours, everything gets clean in its proper place. Maybe someday I'll get there. We'll see. So Cassiopeia says that she has never been the best housekeeper, but she made it her resolution this year to keep her house clean. So she's started a routine and she wrote it on a whiteboard, and she's going to start it as soon as the kids are on the bus. I think that's pretty good. I would love to know in 6 months from now how that's coming along, because I know that with me, and maybe it's because I'm an extrovert, I can't decide, but I'll be good and I'll be like on my morning routine until Lawrence goes to work. And then all of a sudden I'll be like, I know that there were a million things I had to do. I even have this list in front of me, but then like motivation goes, it doesn't completely falter, but it'll take me that little bit of time to realize it's okay that you're alone. You can still do this stuff without another person around. And then I'm cool again. Donna is back. Hello, Donna. And we missed you as well. And yeah, so why don't we get on to the crux of the matter, which is my next project. And this is an unboxing too, because I haven't actually looked at these yet. I just know that they came in the mail. So these did not come from Amazon. These I ordered myself, but I am going to be making a corset from the late Edwardian period and a corset cover to go with it. And these are going to hopefully be the start of a whole lot of different early 20th century projects that I'll be doing this year. So I'm going to start with these. You will probably see a few videos about them. And then we will go from there. But I am very, very excited to get started on these. I have not made a corset for myself since I was in college. So it's been quite a while, and I'm very intimidated by doing that project again. But you know what? Y'all are going to be with me during it, right? So it won't be so bad. Cassiopeia says that she's already been at her chore schedule for 3 weeks, and so far it is working. So her husband even helps out, which was rare before. That is amazing. I'm so glad. So let's see. Sue put on her 1940s UK radio for some sewing. I really like that. That's a really good thing to do, is to actually like light a candle, put some music on, or your favorite YouTube video, or whatever it is that like signals it's time for you to work on your crafting now. That's a really good ritual habit to get into. It will be interesting to see the outcome. I totally agree, Kathy. So yeah, this is a different one to what I made before. So the last corset that I made for you, and I don't actually know where it is. It's somewhere in this apartment, because I know I've seen it since I moved last, but I have no idea where it is. It was actually like a mid-Victorian corset. And so it laced in the back. It didn't actually have a front busk or anything like that. And it was also something that was very hourglass shaped, kind of an S curve. It wasn't quite to the point where it was an S curve yet. That's kind of late Victorian era, but it was completely unlike the silhouette of this shape in a lot of different ways. So it should be very interesting to see what this looks like on me and with my other finished undergarments, and we'll see what happens with these things. Some more exciting news. If you have not been following me on social media lately, I know I haven't been super involved with social media in the last few weeks just because I was sick and then I was trying to get caught up and all that good stuff. But I did announce that I will be going to Costume College this year. So there's a lot of other videos that I hopefully will be sharing with you further on down the line. And some of this is, along the lines of trying to get ready for Costume College, just because the theme this year is Votes for Women. And so I thought that I might concentrate a lot of my sewing projects and my costuming projects around the early 20th century, in the late 19th century for that reason. So we're going to get to see a couple of things that will be hopefully very fun and exciting to at least watch, if nothing else. I worked as a professional costumer, but I wasn't really, like an expert or anything. And so it's going to be just as fun for me to learn the process of making all of the different parts of these things instead of just basic finishing work or basic maintenance, as well as hopefully being able to do some extra stuff for you, like maybe basic tutorials, etc. And along those lines, Patreon is going to be changing. So if you are a patron or you're thinking about becoming a patron, I am now going to call it my Crafty Club. And I am hopefully going to be adding, first off, a new tier that is specifically for those of you who really, really love to make things. And I'm also going to be doing a little bit more branding for it in terms of trying to make it more like a club-like atmosphere. So along with that, I'll be in the next month or so, I'm going to be polling current patrons. I might be polling here on YouTube as well, and just asking for your input on what you'd like to see in that specific format and in that forum. And no, sew streams are not going away. I know I get that question every time that I say that I'm going to make a change. They're not, but this will be stuff that happens in addition to that. So those of you who have been patrons for a while already know that my goal is to have 25 patrons, and then I'm going to have a secret live stream in addition to this one every week. So if this is something that is interesting to you and you would like to do another kind of a club meeting, again, it's our Crafty Club every week, then you can certainly become a patron down below and join the club. And then, like I said, at 25 members, everyone, no matter what your tier is, will be able to join our secret live stream every single week. So that's at least one thing that hopefully will be happening in the very near future. But I have other things that I'm working on down the pipeline. So just be waiting for that. Be looking for the polls out there on YouTube community and Instagram and on Patreon. And I'm going to be a lot more involved here in the coming weeks. So just be aware of that. So let's take a look. All right. So people are excited about the fact that I'm going to Costume College. I'm excited too. I cannot wait. And it looks like Cassiopeia also listens to Celtic radio while she blocks out her distractions, aka the cat. For me, it's hilarious. I'm looking around and I'm not seeing Kafka anywhere. Oh, he's asleep on the couch over there. But he was being ridiculous 5 minutes before this sew stream, and now all of a sudden he's just out like a light. So it's the way that cats go. Costume College is not in Chicago. It is actually in California. So details to come. I already know how I'm getting there, but I don't want to tell you all yet. It's a surprise. So yes, Costume College is happening. I am Trey excited. If you know the likes of Bernadette Banner and Kathy Hay, if you know Morgan Donner, kind of all of the big costumers and the little costumers out there, a lot of them go to Costume College every year. So I'm hoping, to honestly make some connections there so that I don't just sit here in my apartment lonely all the time as I talk to you all and make videos, because I feel like it's really important to, have a community of like-minded individuals like yourselves, right? Wouldn't it be great if we were able to see other people in addition to just me talking at you. And actually, along those lines, I do have a special guest who is Chicago-based, who's going to be on a SO stream here in the near future. So be looking out for that as well, because I've been working on getting some contacts right here in Chicago too. And I am very excited to have her on. So it's going to be a blast. And yes, her. So you at least have that little hint. You can look around, see who the other Chicago costumers are, and decide for yourself who you think it will be before it happens. But yes, that'll be in February. So you'll see there. What else have we got here? Well, Kathy, I don't know if I'll be an expert or not, but I am certainly still an enthusiast and I love doing these things. And if I'm an expert at anything, then it's in historic interpretation, because that's really where the beginning of, honestly, my professional career started all those years ago. So I know how to talk about things and put them in historic context. And if I sew along the way, that's great, right? And if I learn more skills as I sew along the way, I love that even more. So we'll see where it goes. Let's see here. Oh, Shauna, I don't know what the oh no was for. And Donna says that she binge watched all of the vlogs that all the attendees made last year and probably the year before too. I know that there were a lot that went a couple years ago and sort of made it be on the radar. But I've known about it for a number of years because, again, working in the theater and working in, costuming circles, you hear about this stuff. And I was at least aware that Costume College existed. I always kind of wanted to go. And then in the last 2 years with all the YouTube videos, it just made it that much more obvious to me that I needed to be there. So now I get to go. Yay. Something is happening outside. So if you hear lots of bangs, I'm sorry about that. I've already got some people asking in the comments how I'm going to go, and you're going to see. Don't worry. I'll tell you eventually. Maybe I'll show you instead. We'll see. But I am very excited about it. It's already been planned and paid for. So it's very exciting stuff. Let's see. Anything else? Oh, yes. One more thing. We got a couple minutes left, so keep your comments rolling in. If you want to have some side discussions, that's fine too. Actually, two more things. I did do the drawing for my little tin surprise. There is a winner. I'm still waiting to hear back from them, but they will hopefully be announced in the next video, which was supposed to come out earlier this week, but life, I guess. So you'll be hopefully looking for that this weekend. There's going to be a video on its way to you soon. And also, along those lines, thinking about starting a new channel in addition to this one, specifically for those of you who like gaming and The Sims, because as a very, very long time Sim fanatic, I can say that when I started watching YouTubers who do Simsy stuff, I realized that sometimes I know more than them. And so it's not necessarily that I want to do tutorials, but it just means that maybe I can craft some pretty cool stories. I don't know how it's going to work out yet. I have done a little bit of filming. I've thought about the idea of it. I just want to know what about you guys. Do you think that you would actually watch something like that? Because if not, I will still be happy to go along my merry way and just play it on my own. That's absolutely fine. But I figure if I'm spending all those hours doing that anyway, maybe I should share it with the world. I don't know. So yes, that might be happening in the near future. And please weigh in the chat box. Let me know what you think about that. Would that be a good fit to have a channel like that for somebody who's not exactly a spring chicken? Let me know. And really, other than that, that's it. So we've got a couple of new books that I'm very excited to get started reading. We've got a couple new projects that are, I'm sure, going to be occupying me for quite a while, and some very exciting announcements. Beyond that, let's take a look and see if you guys can ride me off into the sunset with some of the live chat that is happening here. So I'm loving all of the enthusiasm for the different types of ways that I could possibly make it to Costume College. So yeah, Shauna, these glasses are really old. These are not my new glasses. I actually found these in like a storage box in the bottom of my bed. So I thought I had thrown them away years ago, but they were there. Are they great? No. But can I see? Yes, which is lovely. I am still waiting on my glasses, though, to come in the mail. They will probably not be here for another couple weeks because you know how this stuff goes. So I'm just biding my time until then, and sometimes wearing contacts and sometimes wearing these. At least they still fit, even if they're not the greatest prescription ever. Let's see. So Cindy says that she doesn't sew, but she watches this channel. So she might watch me, you know, doing The Sims. She'd love a cooking channel. To be honest, this channel is still going to have the cooking stuff on it. So that's not going away either. But because of my bandwidth, because of some of the health issues that I sometimes have, and because I am a lot of times, you know, handling things outside of my channel in terms of our home life and in terms of Lawrence's channel, I feel like I can really only get to one other nicely made video for you guys per week right now. So I have some cooking channels in the pipeline that are scheduled to go out in the future. Those aren't going away either. And everything on this channel specifically needs to have like a historic bent to it in my case, or in my opinion. That's what we're going for here. So I'm talking about historic context. I am using historic recipes, or I am making historic clothing. Everything is about historic and vintage living and lifestyle, and sometimes a little bit of fashion as well. And all of the other stuff I feel like maybe belongs somewhere else. So that would be the reason why I would create a separate channel. Not because I'm not going to cook here anymore. That's not going away. Candace thinks it would be fun. Great. Bylan says, do what you love. Bylan, did you check that you were our crafter of the week, by the way? And that there are always going to be others out there that might be interested. And you're absolutely right about that. We might visit New Jersey at some point, Susan. We will see. And looks like there's some agreement there about me just doing whatever the heck I want. And I am down like a clown for that. And it looks like, oh, I love that idea, Kim, to do some vintage recipes to match the dresses that I make. We will see. So that is the end, friends. We are 3 minutes over time. So that means that it's time for you to go back to your families and for me to go back to sewing on my couch. And I will see you next week. Au revoir.